Hello. Doing this thing. It is Friday the 13th. We're going to talk about that today. And we are going to just get this thing popping. It is the middle of the day. Normally these streams take place much later. But trying something new. Trying something different. I have today off, so why not? Why not expand to an audience that is awake at different parts of the day? Assuming we have anybody viewing, which currently we have 0 watchers, but there is only 37 seconds of this stream so far. Just wrapping up my quick little promotions here so that the world knows we are live. And hopefully we get an audience. Hopefully we get some people watching. Otherwise, it just becomes sad. It just becomes an exercise in patience for yourself, and you're just hoping for the best. Which case, I guess I would just have to shut this whole thing down and play with myself. Video games. Play by myself. Hey, 2 viewers. Welcome, guys and gals. This is Laser Lemming live. No other show like it in the whole entire world. We're going to be playing some video games today, which is a nice change of pace, I think. Just wrapping up some quick promotions, then we're going to get started. If you haven't followed these promotion machines, we've got Twitter at UPNLOADED and Facebook UPNLOADED. There's links in the description box below. But since you're watching, you might already be following, in which case, you're an excellent person. I don't care what anybody says about you. Let's get this thing started. How about we start with some Fortnite? And as always, if you feel like speaking, there's that chat box, and we can talk. We can have an interaction. That's what we do this for. Now, it has been a little bit since I played Fortnite, probably just about a week now, because last time we tried to play, Fortnite was shut down for like 2 days. 2 days. I was going to try Radical Heights, but Radical Heights was a radical mess. And I actually just saw a video from Mr. Jim Sterling talking about it. He also mentioned, he kind of described the same problem I described during the last stream 2 days ago, where it's just this green, flashy mess, seizure-inducing mess. And I guess you have to play it, what I learned is you have to play Radical Heights in windowed mode to avoid this problem. But that game scared me. It scared me for the safety of my monitor. Made my monitor start to flash rapidly, ghosting parts of the game. These guys shooting at me. We haven't even gotten started yet. A little overly aggressive, huh? You know what's funny about these Battle Royale games? Look at this. Ah, he won that one. What's funny about these Battle Royale games is that they are essentially what's the term? What did Call of Duty call it? Free-for-alls, you know? Not just Call of Duty, but first-person shooters in general. Anytime you were not on a team, it was every man for himself. Call it the free-for-all. And these Battle Royale games are essentially free-for-alls unless you're playing in like a squad mode. But free-for-alls typically were one of the least popular modes in a game like your Call of Duties, which is one of the most popular games you could play online. You play a Call of Duty game, you're guaranteed to find players. But free-for-all was never the jam. Free-for-all always had minimal amount of players. This guy. Okay, is he coming towards my spot? Yeah, we're coming to the same spot. But I'm about to break through the roof. As always, guys, if you have any thoughts or anger you'd like to direct towards me and myself only, please feel free to express that anger in the comment section below. This is where we're at. The communication is so minimal that I'm even inviting anger. Reality, I just want to talk. I just want to have a good time with you. I want to feel good. You guys ever see Monsters Ball? Oh man, wait. Man, what was their health? What was their health? Because I felt like I got some good shots in there. Some good shots in there. And I still placed 77th. Unacceptable. See? She bandaging herself. Like she knew. She knew she should have been dead. She knew. But it is Friday the 13th. This day only happens multiple times a year. But, it is considered an unlucky day. And so far, yeah, I haven't been so lucky in the Fortnite arena. But this is the first match of the day, and I haven't played in about a week. Now, I have been playing video games. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk about that as well. But haven't played any Fortnite, and that hasn't been my fault. Fortnite wasn't allowing anybody to play due to emergency server maintenance or something along those lines. And while I'm playing, I can't tell. I can't tell the difference. I can't tell if any emergency server maintenance has occurred. Still feels very similar to me. Maybe they were being attacked. Alistair Skyper says hi. Hey, Alistair, let me, you know what? Let me just say hi. Hi, Alistair. You're a new name in this chat. Good to have you. Let me ask you, did you come for the Fortnite? Or are you a regular viewer of this channel? I'd like to know. I'm interested in where you guys come from and why. And I appreciate all of your time. So how do you do the dance here? I'm gonna try to dance. I guess not. But again, it is Friday the 13th. It's considered an unlucky day, even though it's Friday. Now, lately, Friday hasn't meant so much to me. Hasn't meant as much to me as it used to. Back in the day, Friday was my one of my favorite days of the week, just because it was the end of school, end of the school week. Friday night, I was allowed to go home and just watch as much TV as I wanted. During the regular week, I think I was allowed to watch one TV show a night. And you had to be very careful which show you picked. Because when you only have one 30-minute show, including commercials, you gotta get a little picky. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? Jeez. Alistair says, I like your videos, but I'm not here all the time to see all the live streams. Don't get the time. Hey, thanks, Alistair. Thanks for letting me know. And, yeah, I totally understand that. So far, the live streams have been very inconsistent in time. I mean, outside of the fact that they're usually late. Look at that! Look at that! I don't know how I did that, how I won that little battle, but I did. I'm sure that guy's pissed. Let me just, hold on a sec. I'm just gonna use this. Yeah, and actually, I don't want to just do live streams. I've been doing more live streams than regular videos lately, and that's only because I'm able to get the live streams. The live streams require less of my time, too, so I haven't had as much time as I would like as well. So I'd like to be creating more videos focused on the, you know, general news and what I'm feeling about whatever EA or Activision or Nintendo or Sony, Microsoft, whatever they're doing, whatever's going on, breaking news, that sort of thing. Just my general opinions. I like doing those focused videos. They just require more time, so it's not a, oh shit. Yeah, I still got a shot on him, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to make it so that in the future, hopefully, it'll be more. There'll be more of a heads up when these streams are happening. Right now, they're just kind of spur of the moment. and I do some quick advertisements, but not as much as I want to. So Alistair says, I'm glad you're doing this live stream early. Me too. Just because this is exactly kind of what I wanted to happen. I wanted to see some new faces in the chat as well. Love the regulars, but I wanted to see situations like this from people that do watch the channel but are not available when we regularly stream, which is usually fairly late at night. So this is the opposite end of the spectrum. Obviously, it's midday Friday. It's Pacific Standard Time. Constantly talking about how I live in Southern California, so we're at the later end of the world spectrum on time. Hey, what's up? Let me just add to the chat there. Glad you guys could make it. Super glad. All right, hope I don't disappoint you. But yeah, so it's Friday the 13th, unlucky day of the year. So hopefully we're able to skirt that unlucky tradition. Got some plans today that require good luck. Good luck is a necessity today, or at least just not bad luck, right? Just don't want it to be bad. So one of the things I said we'd be talking about today is God of War, and it's something we've lightly touched on in every recent stream. But that is because the reason we're talking about it today is because God of War is doing pretty good review-wise. Game comes out in like what's today? 7 days. Comes out in 7 days. 4/20, April 20th. I got the game pre-ordered. Hopefully Amazon gets it to me on time. And I almost never pre-order games, but had a good feeling about this one, and so far it sounds like that feeling was justified, because the game has like a 95 average review score on Metacritic right now. It's pretty good if you don't know. That's 95 out of 100 on average. Reviewers are pretty much giving it like a 9.5 out of 10. So it means there's a lot of 10 scores and a lot of 9 scores. So I'm looking forward to it, and apparently a lot of other people are as well. Let's see here. Where am I going, folks? I gotta say, people that watch me play this game must be so frustrated if they actually play it themselves. Like, what is he doing? You're always going as far away from the people as possible. That's not by design. It's not my intention. I'm just incompetent. Will you do a live stream of God of War in the future? You know what? I would love to. It all depends on my hardware. Like, I would need the PlayStation camera, I think, and if that's all I need, and I can get it up and running, I might consider that for sure. But right now, it's so much simpler on a PC, and streaming on a PC is complicated in itself. But yeah, I'm totally down for that. I would love to be able to stream console games. Hold on. Okay, I got a shot. I got 2 in there, 3 in there. That's what you get. That's what you get. What I need is some medical supplies. Naki says, I wish I had the money to buy it. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Games are expensive, and that is one of the reasons I got it from Amazon. I probably would have waited if I couldn't get it for less than $60, just because I'm kind of trained my brain to be spoiled in that sense. I don't like paying $60 for games in general, especially in this era where $60 is usually not the final frontier. They are usually asking for a lot more money down the road, or even day one. I always say use the remote play feature to PC. I hadn't even considered that. Very good point. I could Yeah, that's a good idea. Because I could just run everything from the PC. Very good idea. That means I'd have to get my... Would I have to get the controller, the DualShock 4 controller connected to the PC? Or would it just still connect to the PlayStation 4? It would need to have the range for that though, right? You're making the gears turn. This is good. I don't have much health though. I need to find some bandages or some pills, some drugs, just enough to get me my next fix, you know? Alright. This isn't... I was hoping maybe there's something in these crates other than wood, but I guess that's not how this game works. Controller can connect to the PC. Yeah, I was aware that the controller can connect to it. Just wanted to know if that was what was necessary. But this is all logistical things I could figure out for myself. But yeah, it's a great point. I will definitely be considering this. Love to do that. But yeah, you guys excited about God of War? Part of me really wants to get a PlayStation 4 Pro just to play it with better graphics, solid frame rate, that sort of thing. But I don't know. Every review I read or impression, every time I go into like a thread about the PS4 Pro, like on a message board or something, the one thing that always comes up is that the thing is super loud. And it's kind of a little pet peeve I have of consoles, mostly because it makes me nervous about the system itself. Like I don't want a system to just break down on me. I've had it happen before. My first PlayStation 3 was a dud, and that was in the era of the 360 being the major dud on impact. That was a system marred with problems from day one. But the PlayStation 3, not so much. But my first PS3 was a joke. It had some real... It had like a bad GPU or something, because the graphics just started like flickering a lot. Anytime you had a 3D image on the screen, it would just flicker back and forth. Alistair says, yes, very excited, but can't buy it for now. Yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it. And like I said, this is something that I probably would have waited for myself if it hadn't been cheaper on Amazon Prime. So I got the game for 48 bucks, which isn't so bad. What is this? Is this health, guys, or is this a grenade I'm holding? What am I holding? I guess I could try. That's a grenade. Crap. Alright. Get that problem solver. Alright, but the purple's the way to go, right? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm gonna use this real quick. Probably should have waited until I was completely in cover. I'm in the tilt. Oh, shit. Just wasting my good ammo. My good blammo. So 48's a good deal, yeah. For a new game like that. Also, the creator of God of War, or the director, I think it was the director of this new God of War, he was recently interviewed, and they asked him if there was going to be microtransactions in the game, and his response was, hell no. So that is a good sign. The industry is facing some real pressure right now, and it's all thanks to Electronic Arts. Their greed with Star Wars Battlefront 2 has... Whoa. He got me. He got the drop on me. Yeah, EA's great greed with Star Wars Battlefront 2 has totally got the industry on watch. They are scared right now. They are scared of being in the news like EA was. Naki asks, where do babies come from? Now that is a question that I offered to answer on our very first stream. And if you guys are ready for it, I might be ready to let you know. Let you in on this. Babies come from other people. You might know your mother and your father. Those are the people that made you. Well, they had a helping hand. Actually, you might say they did 100% of the work. Now, your father had the easiest time making you. Probably the funnest time making you as well. Your mother had to do most of the work. She grew you. She had to water you every single day. Very much like a plant. And when two people love each other very much, like your mother and father may have, they decide to get together and throw all of their money away, vowing to never have money again and to sacrifice their time and happiness so that you can exist. Back in the day, children were usually created as employees for the farm. We used to have a very agrarian culture. Farm people. Everybody was a farmer. It was before the Industrial Revolution. Alistair says it's very educational. Naki says it's very deep. I'm glad to deliver on this. But yeah, back in the day, people had a lot more kids than they do now. Generally speaking, you'll still hear about a family that has a ton of kids, but back in the day, it was a lot more common to have 10, 11, 12 children. In fact, my grandfather, I think, was one of 11 children. And guess what? They grew up on a farm. Back in the day, if you look at your family tree, you're probably going to find a lot of farmers, because that was the economy back then. And farms were run by families for the most part. So I can crouch. This is all I've got so far. This is not good. This is not looking good. So yeah, children were made as employees, and the other reason people had a lot of children was because those employees would often clock off early, aka die young. So if you had a baby, it wasn't uncommon for that baby to kick the bucket fairly early into being alive. Now you may be asking yourself, okay, this is great. I understand why people were having babies, but where did these babies come from? Well, this is where it starts to become a science class. But when a man and a woman, and this does require a man and a woman, or at least initially. Nowadays, I guess you can make a baby with just the ingredients of a man and a woman, but you can't. I guess you don't need the actual man. I think you still need a woman. I think a woman is still required because babies are made in a womb. Even test tube babies, quote unquote, I believe require a human womb. About I want to say like 15, maybe 10 years ago or so, there was a group claiming to have cloned the first human being, and they even they said that, what is a chug juice? How do I chug this juice? 14 seconds. I'm out in the open. I could really die here, but it's worth a chug, right? Oh crap! Keep chugging. Oh, you have to start all the way over. Crap! How do I stop? I forgot how to move. How do you cancel? Okay. All right. I'm gonna chug this juice, y'all. Now, this is gonna get a little blue, but the irony is, if you chug juice, I was almost done. If you chug the juice, the baby doesn't get made. Am I making any sense here? Probably not. Okay, where does orange fall on the power spectrum? I heard that purple was the strongest, but orange, I've never even seen an orange before right now. Where does orange fall in this? Is this gun gonna kick ass? or is it going to get my ass kicked? These are the questions that matter right now. Thanks, Natty. Yeah, so if there's any details I'm missing on this whole where do babies come from thing, let me know. I will try to specify and clarify. Let's see what else we got here. Microtransactions are returning to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Hooray! That's the company we were talking about, EA. We were talking about them earlier. They... Oh, I'm about to leave the area. They were the ones that caused this whole industry to get scared, which I'm glad for. I'm grateful that their greed has hurt them and scared others. But they are bringing back microtransactions. Their crystal currency. Remember when Star Wars, when you'd watch Star Wars and you'd see them just constantly stopping to pay for things with crystals? No, you don't remember that? Nobody does, but EA remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. EA remembers. And you can now buy crystals again for cosmetic items, cosmetic things to change your character's look. You know, what they said was impractical and stupid is their primary way of making extra money now. Never played Fortnite before. You know what? If you've watched me play it, and I've played it several times now, you might think I have never played Fortnite before. But this is a game where I apparently refuse to learn how to get good at. I guess I should have to play it more often to really feel like I'm improving. But that's part of the charm. Part of the charm of watching me play Fortnite, I think, or at least I tell myself, is the fact that I'm not that good. But it doesn't mean we can't get better. I'm up here with the shotgun. Whether or not orange is possibly a good level of shotgun, it's still a shotgun, and you don't want to be high up with a shotgun shooting at people. It's bad strategy. Bad strategy. But yeah, congrats to EA for bringing back microtransactions. They are ready to make that money again now that the heat has died down and people are no longer talking about their game. Man, they really had some plans for that game. They thought Star Wars Battlefront 2 was going to be their cash cow. And granted, the game sold over 9 million copies. I see something happening up there. Someone's about to die. It might be me, but we're gonna try to make it not me. I got this orange gun. Yeah, they really had some big plans for Battlefront 2, and those plans all came crashing down. They said, "Hey, yo, guys, we heard you. We heard that season passes." Oh shoot! Damn! I got him twice too. Got him twice. But again, it was a shotgun. I was pretty far away. But it felt like he was shooting me with a shotgun too. He got an extra shot on me though. He got the drop on me. And I saw him. You guys saw me talk about him. Alright, same thing happened with Shadow of War 2. It was a single-player game. Yes, Shadow of War 2. Shadow of War 2, though, actually came out around the same time as Battlefront 2, but they didn't get nearly as much shit for it. They didn't... Warner Brothers, they were getting... There were people like myself calling that game out because they designed that game around some disgusting behavior, I thought. They really made that game a grind to play. It was a $60 game that they designed as a free-to-play mobile game, making it a grind and a pain in the ass to play unless you were constantly paying Warner Brothers money. And now they just... I made a video about this too, but they just officially announced that they were canceling their microtransaction store and getting rid of it altogether. Much later after the fact. You know, the game... It doesn't change the fact that the game was soured by it already. And you'd have to... I don't know if they are, but you'd have to redesign the game, or at least the progression in the game, to make that work. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. Any of just that kind of behavior. The greed is unprecedented. What were we saying? What were we saying about this? Yeah, EA's Battlefront 2 microtransactions are all about the cosmetics. You can play as new Han Solo and Princess Leia in Endor costumes or something like that. So if you care about spending money, apparently you can earn these things in game as well. But guess what? There's gonna be a grind. Naki asks, do you use PS Vita on 2018 or in 2018? Is that what you're asking? Do I use a PlayStation Vita? I do not actually own a Vita. I've played Vita, but Sony really, for me, they really did a poor job as far as like showing dedication to the Vita. As soon as like it was like a year after the Vita was released, that E3, they dedicated their E3 press conference, you know, the big conference that they do every E3. They had, I don't think they had any like dedicated time to Vita games except for one moment where they showed off Assassin's Creed Liberation, which was a Vita exclusive at the time from Ubisoft. And Sony repaid them by not supporting the system at all, and then shortly after saying that we are not going to support our own system. You guys can still make games for it. We'll still make a few Vita hardwares, but we're not going to actually support the system ourselves with our own first-party games. So when that happened, I was not impressed with Sony at all. I was actually very disappointed in them, and that should make you wary about buying a PlayStation. Look at this guy. You think he could see me? I do have a gun. I have a gun. Crap. All right. It's going to be a prison brawl. Let's do this thing. Come on, buddy. Come on. Ha-ha! Look at that. Look at that. Man, I just collected all his stuff. That poor sucker. Oh, and then he led me to this. That's probably what I was trying to get to this whole time. And I just come in here and take it. Oh, a silencer? Alright, now we're talking. Now we are talking, folks. I like the silencer. I want to just pop somebody in the head. And then you say, the first problem were the high-priced memory cards. Yeah, that was another thing that kind of killed the Vita, was Sony had these proprietary memory cards that Sony loves to do this. Shit, I'm gonna die. Sony loves to make proprietary formats. Shit, man. I was like one second too late to get started shooting this fool. I forgot to zoom in. That's my fault. So disappointed. But good for them. They really got to clean up from me with my awesome items that I stole from that other guy. But yeah, they have these proprietary memory cards, and they have a history of this. They also made, I don't know if you ever saw this, but they had a format called the mini disc. Looked like a kind of like a miniature floppy disk, square little hard plastic disc that people use. Some people, very few people use to play music. They like to own a format like that, like Blu-ray, because if they create the format and own it, then they can license it and pretty much collect on royalties constantly. That's how any company, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they make most of their money off of royalties from games. So if Ubisoft releases an Assassin's Creed game on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4, or Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Microsoft and Sony get 30% of the sales, roughly speaking. So, if Assassin's Creed Origins sells 2 million copies on the PS4, Sony is getting 30% of the profits from that. Well, not the profits. I'm breaking it down too simply, but you get the idea. And so Sony created these instead of going with a standard format like an SD card or a micro SD card, Sony came out with this special format for the PlayStation Vita. These memory cards that were extremely overpriced. You know, I can't even quote you the actual prices, but the dollars to gigabytes was not good. And so people rejected it. Meanwhile, Nintendo had the 3DS, which not only had memory on board, came with memory built into the system. I don't think the Vita had barely any. And it also came with an SD card. So Sony ended up looking kind of greedy as hell, which is just not a good look, I guess. And we all know the story. The 3DS was definitely the winner in the handheld battle, and Sony is probably never going to make a dedicated handheld again. Probably not. At least they've expressed no interest in such a thing right now. I think they just see it as, okay, that's for the mobile world. That's not us anymore. We've moved on. And I don't know if y'all remember, the Vita originally launched with 2 different configurations. One of them had GPS, I believe, built into it. Which is just kind of a cool idea, but they quickly dropped that. The first Vita had a better quality screen in it as well, but the revisions also improved on some things and made some things worse. Okay. Crap. I'm like trying to read your comments, and here I am getting shot. So Naki says, are you talking about the UMD Universal Media Disc on PSP? No, I was talking about a mini disc, which is square-shaped. But that is another good example of Sony coming up with their own format and trying to capitalize on it. Because when the UMDs came out for the PSP, they also were pushing movies on the thing. You might have remembered seeing UMD movies in stores. So people could buy, like, Pulp Fiction or whatever movies were popular at the time. Even though Pulp Fiction was... That stands out to me as a movie that came out on UMD, but wasn't really still recently released. But lots of movies came out on UMD for a time, and then the sales just tanked and retailers stopped selling them. So it was no longer a format worth having. So if you have a bunch of UMD movies, you might also have buyer's remorse. Alistair says, do you get a new character to play with every time you die? And do the characters have different abilities? Sorry, I've never played this game. You know what? I'm willing to bounce around to different games. I can play any kind of game right now. I kind of themed this as a first-person shooter kind of day, but I don't even know why I said that, because this is not a first-person shooter. But yeah, from my experience, Alistair, you do get a new character every time, or roughly every time. And I haven't been able to see if you can actually customize your character. I think you can, because I've seen people with special costumes and whatnot. But from my experience, yeah, I just they pick a new character, because the character I have right here isn't even the character they just showed me in the menu. But yeah, game is free. I don't know if you have a system. I think it's on. It's also on PS4 and Xbox, but it's free on all of them, I believe. If you want to give it a shot, I like it enough for a free game. Can't complain. To me, it's mostly about the fun of just exploring and talking to you guys as I crawl to my inevitable death. But I'm willing and excited to play other games as well. So we will. And if you look back, you could see us just pooping out guys and gals. We're just pooping out players. Look at all these players. Soon I will be a part of the poop. Boom. Alright. Now that I'm as far away from civilization as possible. So, last stream, we also talked about Radical Heights and how I was not a fan. I downloaded it to play, specifically for streaming, by the way, just because it was a new game people were talking about. Kind of a sad story, a little bit of a disaster. But the experience really soured me. It messed up my monitor pretty bad for about a few hours. I had to run like a screen cleaner on my monitor to try to fix that. Turns out it's an issue that a lot of people are having. This guy, I don't want that guy to see me and kill me. Where pretty much the game tries to give you a seizure, and you have to play it, looks like, in windowed mode to avoid this problem. So I might try it again. I'm really hesitant to even reward the game with a second chance just because of how bad my experience was. It was really trying to give people a seizure. Like, it was aggressively so. Man, this place has already been raided. But the game doesn't look good. It doesn't play that good. It's just... I'm about to die, by the way. I'm hearing lots of bullets, and I ain't got a damn thing to shoot. Look at this guy. Okay, he doesn't even know I'm here. Crap, now he knows. Now he knows. Shit. Got him! Got him! Crap, I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. What games do you have in mind that you might stream? Well, that is a good question. And the other game, this is probably the game I stream the most, but the other game I stream a lot is Rocket League. I'm decent at Rocket League. I'm a lot better at Rocket League than I am at this game. But I've also been streaming Octodad, Dadliest Catch, and I wanted to stream Battlefield Bad Company 2, but EA's giving me a hard time right now because you have to log in through an EA server. You can't just use your Steam name because EA is going to EA, and, you know, it's an old EA game at this point. EA doesn't like putting their games on Steam anymore. That's why they go Origin only now, on PC at least. Alright. Alistair says, finally a kill. No, Alistair, I did have a kill earlier. An unexpected kill, but I did. This is my second kill. But yeah. Yeah, could use more of those. I'm interested in trying PUBG, the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but I want it to be free. I think it's like $30. That's probably another reason Fortnite's eating their lunch right now, because this game is free to play. But it's also created by a company that has a lot more wealth and assets than the company that makes PUBG. Although they're not hurting either. They got their own mobile version, which supposedly runs better than their PC game. But yeah, Epic knows how to rip off. And supposedly PUBG's kind of a rip-off in its own right as well. But yeah. Other games that we could be streaming, though. I have a list of them. I was streaming Super Hot the other day, which is a lot of fun, but I get too into it, and it's a lot of repetition, because you will die a lot in Super Hot. It's a single-player game, though. I'm trying to think of games that I could play with some online multiplayer that people might be interested in. Alright. And these guns are kind of weak. No color to them whatsoever. That's what we're talking about right there, though. That's what's up. That's what's up. Alistair says, I'm focusing more on what you're saying rather than watching the game, so I didn't notice your first kill. That's cool with me. Honestly, the discussion is what I care the most about as well. So, I enjoy playing the games, and it kind of gives me something to do while I'm talking. But, yeah, I focus more on the discussion, too, obviously, which is why I'm so good at dying. All right, where are all the people at, yo? Okay, I don't know where I'm going. I'm looking for some sign of civilization. Some sign of life. Last time, since you guys probably weren't on the last stream, I was talking about 4DX movies. I saw my first 4DX movie, which if you aren't aware... How do I get down there without dying? If you aren't aware, 4DX movie is pretty much... You go to see a movie, like what I saw, which was Ready Player One, at a theater, but the seats move along with the movie. So if the camera is moving, like down or something, you move with it. It's kind of cool. And if it's raining in the movie, it's raining in the theater, that sort of thing. So I had a good time with it, but it was $30 a ticket. And being Mr. Manly Man, I'm usually, well, pretty much always buying the tickets for myself and my wife. So I had $60 right off the drop for this movie. But I would say I enjoyed that movie a lot more, I think, because of the 4DX stuff. And I wouldn't do that with every movie. Definitely not. But a good action movie, yeah, I'd say it's worth it, especially if it's from somebody who knows how to work a camera. Ready Player One, like your seats are moving around the camera, even in like a relatively boring scene where the characters are just talking to each other like one-on-one, you're still moving. It kind of keeps you in the game or in the movie. I see somebody. Alright, hold on a sec. Gotcha. You didn't even see it coming. Didn't even see it coming. I need to go in there. Hold on. Look at all these guns, yo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And a grenade. This is good stuff, folks. What's this? Burst assault rifle? I like that. Okay. Got him. That's a good weapon. Nagi says, what do you think about Black Ops 4? Black Ops, you mean Black Ops I. Did they actually show any gameplay of it yet? Or they just did the reveal, right? Or the announcement? I don't know. I guess I try to be cautiously optimistic, but after the stuff that Activision pulled in World War II, with the whole, I'm not too excited with the what they did with that challenge where you had to watch 3 other players open loot boxes. That's disgusting. I can't back that. If that's the same Activision releasing Black Ops 4, I don't know. Activision seems to be a company that is still getting away with the old guard kind of stuff where they still have, I mean, they still do that $60 game with now like a $50 season pass, and there's microtransactions and loot boxes on top of that. The greed Activision has been a part of has been disgusting. But we'll see. Maybe they are taking notes about what happened with EA, and you can tell that other people in the industry are. Warner Brothers is. Alistair says you've never been to a movie here, actually. Now, do you mean you've never been to like a movie theater, period? Or just where you currently are? And then you said, whatever you're collecting will go away if you die in this game. Yeah. So if you die, all of your items just pop out at you, and whoever killed you or whoever's around you can just pick them up. Clear house. Clean house. Speaking of cleaning house, this place looks pretty empty for a game with supposedly 100 players on at the same time. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? And am I about to get killed? I don't want somebody to get the drop on me like I got the drop on that guy. What do you think? What do you guys think about Black Ops 4? Are you excited for it? I don't trust Activision, not a single bit. Now they do things like release. Recently, they've been They released the Crash trilogy on the PlayStation 4, and now it's coming to the Switch and Xbox One as well. I think possibly PC too. Sony had some kind of a year-long exclusivity agreement for it. And they're now doing the Spyro Remastered trilogy as well, which I'm all for. I mean, those projects, from what I could tell, seem a little bit more earnest and less greedy. You know, they are still trying to capitalize on nostalgia, but it's not in a gross way. It's not cynical. It's not trying to push you to constantly pay them more money for something. Now, if they decided to figure out a way to add loot boxes and microtransactions to these remasters, like they have actually in Modern Warfare Remastered, they added they added loot boxes to that, I believe, which I just can't stand that. I can't stand that crap. But if they avoid that sort of thing, I'm A-okay with it. I'm A-okay with it, and that's still the company doing something good. Naki says, I am excited for Black Ops I if there are no microtransactions. Well, bad news is that I guarantee you there will be microtransactions. Possibly good news is that they might be scared enough at this point to minimize what they're doing, minimize the damage. Maybe they will keep it limited to cosmetics. But Activision is relatively untouched right now, and they still kind of consider themselves the top dog in the game. So that's why in an industry that has largely moved away from season passes, Activision still has a $50 season pass every year for their games. So they are still perfectly willing to break up their community with maps that people don't have, as long as they get their money. And the fact that they added microtransactions on top of that shows that it's a company run by greed, just like any company, but it's so transparent with them and so gross that I don't like what it's become. Not one single bit. But you said, in a long campaign. Now, that's fair. A lot of people have been advocating for Activision to split up Call of Duty games, as you could pretty much they want the option to buy the campaign separately from the multiplayer or vice versa, because a lot of people only play the multiplayer and some people only play the campaigns. But look at that, there's something happening over there. Maybe I can shoot at whatever's happening up there, huh? I've never been to this area, I don't think. I can hear stuff happening. I can hear stuff happening. It might not be in my favor. Maybe I shouldn't be running up here. Alright guys, this is on. This is where it gets tense. Do you think you noticed me? I noticed you noticing me? Crap. I'm just making it more obvious. Crap, he could see me. He noticed. He noticed. Maybe I should be building stuff too, right? I was trying to figure out how to build my own staircases to block his view. Instead, I just lost everything. What a shame. What a shame. But yeah, I'd be down for a good campaign in Call of Duty. Last Call of Duty I played, I mentioned this the other day, but last Call of Duty I played was Black Ops 3, actually. And the campaign on that, I thought was just a mess. And it just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. There was zero context given to you. And I played Black Ops 2, so it's not like, oh, you needed to play the last one to get it. No, it's just a confusing mess of a story, and I wasn't alone on that. But I did praise Titanfall 2's campaign quite a bit. That is, I think, a very good campaign. Right now, I'm looking for another game I could possibly play to just show off some good times. Let's see here. What can we play? Oh, here's one I wanted to play. This might be fun. I thought this might be fun. Let me guys know if this sounds like a good idea to you. Thinking about streaming some You Don't Know Jack. And if you want, we can play together. Well, kind of. Game might have a bit of a delay as far as answering questions, but it might be fun. Might be fun. You Don't Know Jack. Window. This is gonna be You Don't Know Jack TV. Alright, so now let me just
60 seconds. Look, Copernicus, wait.
Hold on. I'm not sure why we can't see You Don't Know Jack yet. But I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna turn off the Fortnite. Don't worry. Don't worry, we are still streaming live. We'll do it live. But I just want you to be able to see You Don't Know Jack, and for some reason, game isn't showing up on your end. Why is that?
You look through the little end and point the big end up at the sky, and he goes, "Whoa! I never even thought of that." And I'm like, "Jesus!"
Can't hear this, though.
All right.
Oh yeah, can you hear this? Can you hear that? Can you hear the game but not see it?
Yo, right here, focus, okay? How many people do we have participating in today's game?
One player.
Thank you. Did I really need to be here for one player? I mean one player. Hey, great, welcome. Go ahead and type in your name.
Try running it on gasoline, you know?
Oh, and do you want a 7-question game or a 21-question game? Yeah, all right, great.
You guys still can't see it yet, I'm aware of
You
that.
have the letter
But if
B
you can
as your
hear it,
buzzer.
it'd be
That's
good
B
to know.
as in Bridges of Madison County.
We're gonna need an IEC
20
type power
seconds.
cord.
All right, I can't even believe I'm saying this. The fire extinguisher is
Go really
not
loud.
stop.
Okay, so sorry.
All right,
Let me
listen.
fix that for you. It is pretty loud. Okay.
As soon as you think you know the answer to a question,
How's that? Is that any better?
Then you have to hit the number that corresponds to the answer you want. You got that?
10 seconds.
All right, hey, good luck out there.
8, 7,
Any better?
6, 5, 4, 3.
So keep an eye on your local birth announcements and hop on the Black
But if you can't see it,
in a city near you.
there's no purpose anyway. Maybe I need to play a newer You Don't Know Jack. And this is still pretty loud on my end. Okay, so it's better on the volume, but you still can't see it, right? Which is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Okay, so you can't see it. Thank you for officially confirming that. Alright, so in that case, it's going to be a bit of a problem. We're going to have an issue. Alright. Thanks, guys. I guess You Don't Know Jack is going to have to be a different day. Maybe I'll have to get a newer You Don't Know Jack. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 You Don't Know Jacks. Got them all at once via a humble bundle. You asked why do the messages show up so late on the video? There is a delay. YouTube has a delay. It's probably about 7 or 8 seconds. I think it just depends on how good your bandwidth is as well. But there's a delay from when I speak to when you actually hear it. And from when you type in the chat. You can actually see it live in the chat, but if you actually look at yourself on the video, you'll notice there's a delay. I don't know if that's like an intentional thing for possible censorship or something, but I think it has more to do with the bandwidth and how quickly it takes for you to see something that I am streaming. So it's still video. Video has to be uploaded and downloaded, and that's why there is usually a delay. Let's see, any other game I can play? Yes, as a matter of fact, there are many other games that I could play. I don't have them all installed, but I'm trying to think of games that would be fun to watch, and I know often those games are multiplayer based. Let's do a little bit of Rocket League. Why not? I know I go to Rocket League, but I also know that Rocket League will work. Oh, it's going to ask me to go in big picture mode. All right. We'll do the big picture mode. Or maybe it'll just work and they won't give me a hard time about it. We'll see. Naki asks, do you use emulators? It's actually been a long time since I used an emulator. And those emulators were mostly for Super Nintendo games. But I've got some decryptors to open a crate. I don't know how I got them. But what's the point of opening a crate? This is what I don't like about Rocket League, is you can open crates, but you don't actually get the items. You still have to buy the item via, usually, I don't know, some kind of key. That's what I don't like about it. It's too convoluted. The whole loot crate system is convoluted and complicated just for the sake of getting you to just throw money hoping to get what you want, rather than just saying, here is an item, this is what it costs, would you like to buy it? I'm not a fan of microtransactions in general, like purchasing little tiny things like extra cars and levels, but I respect it more when you're honest about what you're giving and not just trying to BS me. But other than Super Nintendo emulators, I think the last thing I ever really tried messing around with was maybe like a PS2 emulator on my computer. But even that was back in the day. Usually I try to go legit with the games I play just because they tend to run better and play better. Now, that said, I'm still very much thinking of hacking my Super NES Classic to have more games on it. Mostly games that I actually own on the Super Nintendo, the original Super Nintendo, but Nintendo decided not to include those games. Like, for example, Donkey Kong Country 2, which is a great game, but they only had the first Donkey Kong Country on the SNES Classic. Look at this. Oh, who are we playing against? We're playing against a team that's doing nothing, which is not good for live streaming. That's not entertaining. That's not gonna be good. I don't know. Should I even bother? Should I even bother with this just beat down of nothing if the other team's not even playing? And is this game something you guys are even interested in watching today? I know the late night crowd kind of likes it, but I don't know if the midday crowd kind of likes it. Naki asks, do you play online on consoles more or PC? That's a good question. I feel like it's actually a fairly even mix, even though I typically play more games on console in general. But on PC, or when it comes to online games, I guess it's a fairly split mix, at least right now. Because I play a lot of Rocket League, and but I also play Rocket League on my Switch. And lately I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 2 on Switch, mostly online as well. So, it just depends. I've been playing Fortnite on PC. I was thinking about playing some Counter-Strike Source, but it's so... I think you have to play Go now. And I don't have Counter-Strike Go yet. But Source is so modded and hacked, and it's just kind of a mess. If you're not like a regular in the community, it's probably not going to be too user-friendly. Okay, so you guys are interested in Rocket League. That's good. Good to know. This mode is drop shot mode, where you essentially create your own goal. You have to damage the other team's side to create a hole, and it's like right there. I scored. I scored that. I'm surprised. I didn't know that was even me that scored that. But you create a hole, bigger and bigger holes on the other team's side to create your own goal. And once you get that goal, their side heals back up. Your side, on the other hand, is not. But we can't show you that right now because the other team is not even playing. Naki says, Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars. Yep, that is the original game. That was the prequel to Rocket League. They smartened up on their marketing quite a bit and changed the name to just Rocket League, which is a lot easier to remember and a lot easier to therefore market. Also a lot easier to say. But I remember getting Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars for free on PlayStation Plus back in the PS3 days, and I enjoyed it, but I remember there being nobody to play with. And even though it was free, and even though it was free on PlayStation Plus for the PS3, they still took a gamble. Even though the game was kind of considered a failure for them, sales-wise, they took a gamble and made a sequel anyway and said, hey, we can do this better. And they did. They did it better. And this is history. Now, I'm playing by myself. Well, kind of. I'm playing on a team that's just beating down another team that's not even here. Look at that. I've scored 100% of the goals without even really trying. But, you got it for $4? That's good. That's good. I'm going to try to play a match. Wait. Yeah, I want to play a match that has a team that plays. Let's try that on for size. We'll take drop shot out of the mix for a second. What else is happening in this world today? We might be getting a new president. Might be getting a new president of this United States of America. At least that kind of seems the direction we're going. Mr. Donald Trump is not liking so much about... He's not liking the situation he's in. So, might be saying President Pence soon. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Yay! Look at that. That wasn't my goal, but it was a pretty nice goal. I gotta say, this game looks really nice on my PC. They did a graphics update about a week or so ago on the Switch version. And they added a performance mode, which makes the game look closer to this on Switch, but it drops the frame rate in half. And for a game that you play so competitively, I don't think you should be... I personally don't think you should drop the frame rate in half. I don't think you should play it in 30 frames per second if you can avoid it. But what do I know? I'm also playing Doom in 30 frames per second on Switch as well. But I own the PS4 version too. I think part of me just really wanted to support that kind of game on the Switch. I want Nintendo and third-party companies to know that there is a market for more mature-themed games on the Switch. Come on. Come on. Yeah, buddy. That was practiced. That was thought out. And it was a bit of luck as well. So what's going on with you guys? I would normally be at work. I'm on near the tail end of my vacation here. I was very excited to have time off from work, because this would normally not be happening at all. You would not be seeing this stream at this time. But I'm glad to be able to do it. Oh man, we lost a goal. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys are doing today. You're having laptop problems. What's going on with your laptop? Maybe we could troubleshoot this live. Sir, have you tried restarting the computer? If so, well, we could try something else. What's your laptop problems? Laptops can have so many different problems, from the battery to the screen to the... That's the issue with laptops, is everything is built into it. Oh, I missed. So if something goes wrong, it could really screw up your whole day. I was really worried I was going to have some serious PC issues after playing Radical Heights. I was nervous that they had screwed up a $200 monitor. That game. I can't co-sign on Radical Heights right now. It's just not the best game by any stretch of the imagination. And the fact that they are trying to get people for... This is like a sequel to my last stream. I'm just talking about a lot of the same things. But the fact that they're trying to tell people or ask people to pay $15 for some cosmetic DLC for a game that's really not any good right now. Wow. I can't believe we got that score. But the fact that they're doing that, first of all, it's not a good sign for the health of the company that they released this game in this state in the first place. But the fact that they're asking for money up front for a free-to-play game that's not very good, it's not a good sign. It's just not a good sign. I would be very surprised, actually, if that game comes out in full release, outside of like some kind of miracle funding from a publisher. I can't see it happening. Alistair wishes he had a laptop. Naki says it's an Asus gaming laptop, which is having gaming performance problems. It has an NVIDIA GTX 950M after Windows Creators Update. I only play on consoles. I see. So, is it just like chugging along when you play the games? Oh, I don't want to save the replay. I've been having an issue with these Windows updates too. There's a glitch, because I have an AMD processor on my PC, and there's a glitch with a certain Windows update that it keeps trying to have me restart my computer. No matter how many times I restart my computer, the update does not take. What is going on here? So it keeps asking me to restart my computer, never actually completing the update. Super frustrating. Alistair says only plays on consoles. you're not alone. That is, I would say that's probably the majority of people. There are pros and cons to playing on the PC. I recently got a new TV, new 4K TV from Samsung, and I was about to buy a Steam Link when I got this controller, or right before I got the controller. I was going to get a Steam Link and this controller in a bundle together because I wanted to play PC games on my couch. Come on. And then I remembered, wait a minute. I remember hearing about these Samsung shit. That was my fault. Damn it. I gotta hit the apology button. How do I hit the apology button? No. Whatever. Yeah, I was gonna get a Steam Link. I remember the Samsung TVs had Steam Link built into it. At least I thought they did. And I looked it up on the App Store on the TV. Sure enough, there it was. Steam Link. And I got the controller, tried hooking it up, worked flawlessly, and the rest is history. Come on. Damn. Good. Good. So Nucky says there's an FPS drop and a speed drop. I wonder if that's I don't know. I'm not an expert with this sort of thing, but I wonder if that's related to your processor. I could have did that better. Could have did that better. Oh, that guy totally messed up my mojo. Got him. Alright, alright, alright. Ah, I got kicked. It kicked me. Oh, he kicked me again. I'm gonna kick one of these fools. Kicked you. Come on, we got this, we got this, we got this. No! Yes! Nucky says, all games perform very poor with unplayable frame rates. I am sorry to hear that. I can definitely understand and relate. I don't know how many computers have failed on me. I wish the best for you, but I know all that stuff, like just the idea of even paying to repair that. It's just, ugh. It's expensive. You don't know if it's going to really work the way you want it to, even after the fact. You don't know if it's going to be worth it either. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I still got the goal. Still got the goal. This is why I often gravitate back towards Rocket League. Because I don't suck at Rocket League, usually. That guy tried to steal my goal, though. That fool tried to steal my goal. So, you guys see that Winnie the Pooh or the Christopher Robin trailer? I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move. That was bad Rocket League right there. Yeah, you guys see that Christopher Robin trailer? It's about Christopher Robin going through a mental breakdown, talking to his childhood characters again as an adult. He's talking to a real live Winnie the Pooh. I'm kind of interested in that because from what I remember, the actual story between the creator of Winnie the Pooh, which I believe his son was named Christopher Robin, or it was definitely named Christopher. But from what I remember, his son, the real Christopher Robin, actually ended up hating his father. And I'm not sure if he ever respected or liked Winnie the Pooh at all. So I'm interested to know if this movie is just complete BS, you know? Or if there might be a story I don't know about Winnie the Pooh. One sec. Oh, crap. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Alright. Alistair says, oh, sorry, let me read this. I'll read it as soon as I get a second. Come on. Come on. Damn, he got my speed. All right, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so Alice just says, hey, Chris, me and Naki are siblings, so if there are any power cuts here, then we both leave at the same time. And then Naki says, when the power cuts, I have the generator to take 10 minutes. Wow, you guys are cool. Yeah, I was wondering how you knew how to spell Naki's name. But there you go. It's you guys are siblings. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you guys both showing up. Glad to have you both here. Very cool. Naki says, don't watch movies. Don't watch any movies. Interesting. Interesting. So, what's your favorite movie? I'm just kidding around. Okay. That's cool. Actually, what I often watch movie trailers. Just, I don't know. It's something I kind of like doing. But I often don't finish the movie trailer because if I like what I'm seeing, I kind of want the movie to be a surprise from there on. And a lot of trailers have gotten nasty with how badly they spoil plot points, like surprise plot points. Like I feel like if the Sixth Sense had come out today, the trailer would have spoiled everything. But who knows? Who knows? Come on, is that a point? Is that a point? Nah, missed it. Said you only watched movies as a kid or as kids. Interesting. So why is that? Is that just because is that a choice or a situational kind of thing where you are no longer able to watch movies? Or you just don't feel like it anymore? Games take 100% precedence. If so, we will focus on game talk today. Not a problem with me. A couple nights ago, we did a trailer reaction for the first time. We watched the trailer for Overkill's The Walking Dead. My favorite movie is The Emoji Writer. Thanks, Naki. That's good. I'm glad somebody appreciates the Emoji Writer. And if you're watching, the Emoji Writer is a video you can watch on my comedy channel, which is not linked in the description below, but it is called Chris vs. the World. Or you can search on YouTube, the Emoji Writer. It's always an option. Oh, boy, okay, but let's keep it game related today. Let's keep it game related. What's going on in the gaming world today? You know what? I can figure this out. I'm not dim. I know what's going on with the kids these days. Alright, back to it. Soul Calibur 6. New Soul Calibur 6 character announced. I'd have to click on that link to find out who it is. Alistair says, games take most of my free time. Yeah, I have seen the Emoji Writer. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Thank you, by the way. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. You guys like fighting games at all? I think I actually have some of the Mortal Kombat games on PC, and I have Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition or something like that on Steam. So I could play a fighting game. I'm much better at the Smash Brothers variety of fighting games than I am at the combo kind of games, but still enjoy them. Back in the day when arcades were still a viable business, I used to play a lot of games like Street Fighter 2. Not even just at an arcade, but even like a pizza place. You could play some Street Fighter 2 and have a good time, even if you weren't that great at it. Or Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or the first one. Those were always good times. Of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, the first couple ones, they were a spectacle because you could just button mash the game and pull off some amazing looking combos. which is kind of fun. Let's see here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah! I wasted my spikes. Wasted them. Damn, and I still missed. Spikes are a goner. Ugh, I can't hit it for the life of me today. Bad deal. Naki says, I just lost interest in movies since many games are like movies as well. Yeah, and we're getting closer to that, especially with the games like Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human. I don't think we're there yet, but I think some games do it even better, like The Last of Us. It does a really good job as far as storytelling is concerned. It's the way they blend it with the gameplay. It's pretty impressive, I think. I don't think games have gotten to the same level as movies as far as how good the storytelling is for the most part. But I remember back in the day, I was so in awe of Metal Gear Solid 2 because I'd never seen cutscenes like that with such production values and good voice acting and good action. It was very impressive, and it was all using in-game engine. It wasn't using CGI. It's very impressive, especially at the time. Metal Gear Solid 2 was a groundbreaking game. Naki says, my favorite fighting game is Bloody Roar 2. That's on the Genesis, right? And possibly Super Nintendo as well. I think I remember playing that at a babysitter's house several years ago. Jeez, probably over 20 years ago. Wow. Yeah, I liked, in that same vein, I liked Killer Instinct on the, on the Super Nintendo. And then there was Killer Instinct Gold on the N64. Good times. But yeah, I could play a fighting game. I'd be willing to even get a new one if it's something people are really into. I would love to be able to stream a Smash Brothers game. You said no, it's on the PS1. Ah. Is there Bloody Roar on the Genesis? This is something we need to Google. We got to figure this out. Oh, but I think there is. I think there is a Bloody Roar because Bloody Roar has the raptor, right? You could play as the raptor, and you could play as the baboon, the violent bloody monkey. I got the right game, right? I'm not crazy. I think we're talking about the same series at least. You've piqued my interest. Mortal Kombat was another game back in the day that people loved in the arcades because they had the special violent bloody combos. And now I think they're doing better things with Mortal Kombat as far as like how it plays and just the fighting mechanics in general. But it's another example of a publisher being so greedy, and that publisher, surprise surprise, is Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. I got too greedy, got too excited. Oh, crap. I think I just saved us. I think I just saved that goal from happening. Come on. Come on. Damn. Nice. Naki says, play the Yakuza series if you like MGS2. Both have superb voice acting. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the Yakuza series recently, and I think you're onto something. Oh, crap. What can I see my game? Okay, there we go. I think you're right. I think I should play the Yakuza series. But for me, I've like I said, at the time, I was so into Metal Gear Solid 2. I was so impressed by it and the cinematics and the voice acting, and I just ate it all up. But I've replayed those games so many times now, beaten those games so many times, that I kind of don't... I have a different perspective on it now. I don't need all that story anymore in my game, for the most part. Like I said, I love The Last of Us. I love the story and presentation. But I've learned that just because, I mean, this is some immaturity on my end, but just because it does a decent job at telling a story, at least a better job than most games, doesn't mean I need a 2-hour cutscene or even an hour or even a 30-minute cutscene. I don't. For the most part, if I'm playing the game, I'm playing it to play the game. So I still appreciate and want a good story. Like, I feel like Nintendo kind of takes things a little too far sometimes as far as not having a story. Specifically, Miyamoto. He's influenced a lot of games at Nintendo, their design. And sometimes I just want there to be a good story, a good campaign kind of story in a Nintendo game. So I'm hoping Metroid Prime 4 delivers on that note. They have a little bit more freedom with their RPGs, like the Xenoblade series. Those guys are able to get some story in, but even even Paper Mario games have been kind of neutered story-wise, and those are RPGs. You would think that they would have some good stories, but I guess Miyamoto has put his foot down on that a lot. So you say start from Yakuza 0. That was was that a remake? I know that they remade the original, right? Or is that just a prequel? I'm down. I'm down to play some Yakuza. Those are kind of like beat 'em up games, all right? From what I could tell. I played a demo once on PS3. I enjoyed it enough. Naki says, I love Raiden from MGS2. That is a game I could stream, actually. Metal Gear Revengeance. I have that actually installed right now on my PC. Have not beat it, and I am not the best at it. I'm much better at regular Metal Gear Solid than Revengeance. But it's enjoyable. And that's an option. Something I could be streaming too. I had mixed feelings about Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2, just because, at least at the time, you know, by the time you've replayed it, you know the deal. You know that Raiden's gonna be there. He's gonna be the character you play as, literally 90% of the game. But at the time, though, I just wanted to play as Snake. Snake was so much cooler, and Raiden was so whiny. Come on. Damn. But they made him a cooler character. I don't think Metal Gear Revengeance is considered canon, though, in the Metal Gear story, because it takes place after Metal Gear Solid 4, and Raiden... That's what we do. Raiden loses his augmentation at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. Alistair says, you will understand the characters better if you start from Yakuza 0. It's not a remake. Okay, good to know. It's a prequel then, right? 0? It's got to be a prequel, I would think. All right. So Yakuza has an open world. Crap, man. Yakuza has an open world, right? But it's a bit of a smaller open world. Like, this is just from my impressions from what I've seen, the little bit I've seen of the series. Kind of reminds me of No More Heroes, their open world, except, you know, a lot more fleshed out. The very first No More Heroes game on the Wii had an open world, but it totally did not need an open world. It was the most bland open world you could imagine. And you traveled around this open world on your giant motorcycle, but there were like practically no cars on the road. You could access only a very small handful of buildings. It was just an open world for an open world, and there was kind of an open world craze at the time. I remember during the PS2 generation, the GameCube, Xbox PS2 generation, when Grand Theft Auto 3 blew up, every single buddy and their mama was making an open world game or a GTA ripoff. And it was just this huge trend. That generation had a couple trends. There was the open world trend and the stealth trend. Every game had to have some kind of stealth element to it. In fact, there was a StarCraft spin-off that was going to come out called StarCraft Ghost, where you played as a female soldier character, whatever, but it was a stealth game. Splinter Cell, stealth. Even the Sly Cooper games had a lot of stealth. Yakuza games are more like open district games. Kind of like Shenmue. Oh, here's a interesting little tidbit. I have never played a Shenmue game. Or maybe I have, actually. I might have, actually. I might be lying, actually. I might have played Shenmue on Dreamcast very briefly. I think it was at my job at Target, actually. Years ago. This is 12 years ago. Wow. Yeah, they had a Dreamcast there. I can't believe I remember this. A flood of memories happening. What else? Well, they're making Shenmue 3. You guys, sounds like you guys have played some Shenmue. Are you looking forward to Shenmue 3? Anytime I see something like Shenmue 3, especially since it was kickstarted, I'm a little bit cautious at first. Saved it, and I killed that fool. I'm a little bit cautious just because you want it to be done as well as... Oh, man. I didn't know you could spike from the bottom of your car, making it impossible to drive, right? Okay. Naki says, search your next favorite Yakuza series on YouTube. You will understand the game more. Okay. I watched the latest impression I had of the Yakuza games was through Jim Sterling. He was doing I think he was doing a Jimquisition on... I can't remember exactly what. Oh, he was doing a Jimquisition on the Koei Tecmo games. What are they? What are they called? Dynasty Warriors, because they make so many of them. And then he brought up a good open world series, which he listed as Yakuza, which had a smaller open world, but it was dense and full of life, which I would take 100% every time. Because while I loved No More Heroes, and No More Heroes 2 was great as well, I was not a fan of the open world in No More Heroes. It wasn't good. It was bare. It was small, but it was also barren. So it was kind of the worst of both worlds. So No More Heroes 2, I believe, fixed that problem and just got rid of the open world altogether. All right. Let's you know a game I can install? You guys might like watching me play. I'd have to reinstall it, and hopefully there's people still playing it, but I could play the first Garden Warfare. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I don't own the second one. I got the first one for free from EA. EA is a scummy company for the most part, but they are competitive. They released, or they gave me Garden Warfare for free, and they give out a free game on Origin, I think at least every month. And, you know, they have the EA Access Pass, which is like $30 a year for lots of games, and a lot of them are new. Having some connection problems, apparently. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Come on. Ah, no goal because the connection is so screwed up. Alright. And we're all still playing, so I don't know what the issue is. Is this a Rocket League problem? Naki says, do you like more hack and slash games like No More Heroes? It just depends. And as you can see, we've lost connection here. But No More Heroes is fun because, yeah, it is very kind of it's kind of hack and slash, but there's strategy to it, from what I remember at least. You still had to use your sword, your laser katana, correctly, especially during boss fights. And there's just different patterns and stuff you could do to increase your chances of winning. And of course, you had to do this to charge your controller. That could be misused against me later. All right. Well, let's see here. You guys want to see more Rocket League, or you want to try another game? I feel like I've got so many games. We always kind of circle to the same two. We did try You Don't Know Jack. Maybe next time that'll work. Let's try a little bit of Race the Sun. Or how about Cluster Truck? Let's do some Cluster Truck. That might be fun. Is it installed? Yes, it is. Perfect. All right, so now I just need to open this up here. Naki says, I just started playing No More Heroes 1 on Wii, and it's really addicting. Yes, it is. It's a pretty fun game. Let me close out Rocket League here. Yeah, it is. I beat that game. I haven't beaten the second one, I don't think. Got pretty far, but I don't think I ever beat it. It probably just got distracted with another game. But, yeah, it is a fun game. And I'm looking forward to the next one, Travis Strikes Again, on the Switch. It's a spin-off. It's not really No More Heroes 3, but he says if it does well, Suda51 or Suda51, whatever you want to call him, he's the director of these games. He said if it does well, they will make No More Heroes 3 on Switch. So, hoping it does well. But the cool thing about No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again is that he's diving into different indie games, and I think that's kind of cool. The first thing they showed was this like Hotline Miami kind of theme, and I love Hotline Miami. If you ever play those games, they're a lot of fun. I thought about streaming Hotline Miami or Hotline Miami 2. I beat the first one. I haven't beat the second one yet. What is going on here? Oh, you guys can't even see none of this yet. All I see is a pink screen. So far so good. I don't know why we can't see anything. All right. This is not going well. We'll try this one more time here. One more time. But while you're here, while we're rambling, now would be an excellent time to mention that you could follow us at Up and Loaded on Facebook or at Up and Loaded on Twitter. Links in the description box below. Plug. Yeah, Naki says I don't see anything. Thank you. I am aware. Trying to get it working properly here. Right now it says Cluster Truck is not responding. So, off to a great start. Okay. I know you don't see anything yet, but we're going to fix that. We are going to fix that. Cluster Truck. Specific window. Alright, that should be showing up for you anytime now, I hope. I pray. There it is. You can see that now, right? We will follow you live. Thank you. Now, this might be fun to watch. It might be excruciating. Reason being is because in Cluster Truck, you die a lot. So get ready for that. Get ready to see me die. Alright, I guess we're at level 7 here. I'm going to scoot back a couple levels just to warm up a bit. I haven't played this in a minute. Alright, glad you can see the game now. Graphical settings are set to fantastic. And already, Cluster Truck is not responding. Oh man, this is loud. Hold on. Is that really loud on you guys? If so, we can fix that. Oh. Alright, this is exciting stuff. Oh. Oh, I completed the level. That was easy. Alright, so let me crank down the volume a bit. Is it too loud? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section below if Cluster Truck is too loud for you. See, this game gets hard. Oh my god. I think that this is the one that frustrated me so much, and I was so excited when I finally beat it. Whoa! Oh, this game would be fun to play in VR. Sometimes... Oh, crap. Sound is okay? Alright, good. Sometimes, this game and Super Hot, I would just love to play in VR. Oh. So the deal with Cluster Truck is you can't touch anything except for trucks. I'm blowing it. I'm blowing it, though. You think I'd never jumped on a truck before in my life? At this rate, I'm gonna jump to the level I already got to, because I can't remember how I beat this level. I just remember it being infuriating. Let's try it with this. I'm gonna try it with the Steam controller. I remember doing when I first played it, I thought it'd be better with the Xbox controller, and I was sucking. And then I realized how much easier it was with the keyboard and mouse, and I'm quickly coming to that same conclusion right now. This game requires a lot of head movement, and doing that with this controller is not fun. Narky says PSVR is now $3.99, but will you buy it? I think you mean it's now $2.99, because that seems to be the base price for it. But it doesn't come with the Move controllers. And I actually somewhere own a pair of Move controllers that I got back in the PS3 days. I just don't know where they are. And I'm assuming the batteries aren't that good anymore. Beat it, though. So I feel like I would need some new Move controllers. I want to adjust the sound levels on this, because I'm getting honked at, so I feel like I'm yelling at you guys. Let's go ahead and crank that way down. There we go. How about them apples? That might be a little bit better for y'all. And for me. So, will I buy it? I don't think so. But I have been tempted. And part of the reason is the cost, for sure, because it's the cost. The reason for any of the VR... The reason I haven't bought any of the VRs is because of the cost as well. But with the PlayStation, and even some of the PC ones, the reason I don't want to buy it yet is because I feel like we're really close to having better options. Where am I supposed to be going here? Apparently I can land on non-truck things, but only temporarily. What a mess. So the reason, besides the price, is that I feel like we can do better. Not just with the controls, which I think we're getting pretty good at, but also with the, don't fall. We did it, guys. We did it. But also with the resolution on the screens. Specifically the PSVR, which is kind of known to have a lower resolution. And part of the appeal of VR is being immersed in it. And the lower the resolution, the blurrier it gets, so the less you are immersed in it. Alistair asks, is this game free to play? It is if you pirate it. But other than that, no. The game costs money. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 15 bucks on Steam. And it's also on other systems as well, probably for a little bit more. Maybe it's 15 or 20. It's now on the Switch as well, and I'm sure it's on the PS4 and Xbox as well. But, look at us. Where are we going? Kicking ass. Kicking ass. I got this game through a Humble Bundle, though. So I spent probably like 10 or 15 bucks, and I got this game and a bunch of other games. That's how I get most of my PC games. It's a pretty good deal. Naki says, I will try to buy PSVR in 2019 because it's the cheapest and it can also work on PC. That is something I like about it, that you can use it on the PC. I'm most interested in the Vive. I own an Oculus for my phone, which is fun, but it's not like the full kind of VR experience. So as far as like a dedicated VR, I've tried one, and it's, like I tried the best one from all accounts, which is Vive, the HTC Vive. One of my bosses actually is pretty into PC gaming too, and he's my boss, so he makes a lot more money than me, and has a lot more money to spend on stuff like that, like $800 headsets. But the cool thing about the Vive is that it tracks your 3D movement completely with these big poles, these posts. You can have, I think, like 2 to 4 that you have to set up around you that can track where you are. So if you move forward and walk forward, it's tracking. It's pretty cool. But it's a very expensive set. Come on, we got this. Just riding the train to victory. Riding the truck to victory. Oh shoot, you got a good going. Okay. Knock yes. Chris, are you a pirate? I am on Talk Like a Pirate Day. I don't know, Naki. That's something that if I answer completely honestly, I'm in trouble. For the most part, I am not. But I have made exceptions in the past. Especially back in the day. A lot back in the day. Like I said, I used to play with emulators a lot. But beyond that, I was also around when Napster was first a thing. You guys have probably heard of Napster. That was addicting. Being able to just discover and download new music regularly. But it was also illegal, you know. You could download, you could find almost any song. And it could be songs that you never heard before. I discovered a lot of new music that way. Pretty cool. But times have changed. We went from Napster, and then as kids were using LimeWire. And this game is harder than I was expecting. I don't completely suck. The game is pretty difficult. It's a looker of the game, I gotta say. If I had like a 4K monitor, it'd be pretty nice. Alistair asks if I like playing open world games like Elder Scrolls or Fallout. Fun fact, I have not played either of those games. I think I owned the first Fallout on PC. I got it for free. Sometimes, I'm telling you, PC, sometimes publishers or developers just give out their game for free, a very old game usually. Just give it out for free. So that's on my list, but I'm sure you're asking more along the lines of Fallout 4 and New Vegas and so forth. They're on my list of play. Even Skyrim on Switch is on my wish list. It's just, for me, it's a matter of, hold on, crap, I don't know about that. For me, it's a matter of time, because a game like Skyrim, I see it and it's intimidating because all I hear about from the people who love the game is that they've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours. Come on, this is what you gotta do more in this game, is look down. I think you look down, you save your ass. Not bad, not too shabby. So, to answer your question, I can afford my first ability. Go to the shop. Okay. To answer your question, I have not played either of those games, but they are on my radar. It's like I said, the huge open world games are often intimidating to me because I just wish I had the time. It's rare. Like God of War, which is coming out, and I'm gonna get that. I feel like it's gonna be a time sink for me, and I say that knowing that realistically I might get 20 hours tops out of the story. But 20 hours is a long time for me, especially when you have a bad work schedule like myself. So what should we get? I didn't know we could do upgrades. This is a nice change of pace. Maybe this will make the game a little bit easier. So let's see. Oh, I can levitate? That'd be good. Jetpack? An old jetpack that really shouldn't work. Utilities, time slow. Okay. These are all good upgrades. You guys got any votes on this? We could do it like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And we could vote on what the best upgrade is. A projectile that spawns a truck. Okay, this is cool. Truck salute 0 freezes all trucks. Oh, I like that. Truck salute 0, like absolute 0. Super truck. I don't know what that means. I think I want to... Ooh, a double jump. The extra jump is recharged when the player touches the ground. Oh. Interesting. It's a save my ass kind of move. Trucker flip lets the player do some mad flips. That sounds kind of fun. A grappling hook? Oh, man, these all sound so cool. I don't know which one's the best one to start with. How many points do I got? I got 1,609 or 16,913. I could just afford that one. They all have different costs, so I can't even afford some of these other ones. I see. Good to know. All right, so we're gonna go with air dash or double jump. No votes. I guess. I don't know. I'm also. These are all good starting ones. I can't do portable truck though. A watch that slows down time, not being a perfect invention, it slightly destabilizes the universe when used. I'm gonna go with the double jump. We'll just try it. You know, for the giggles. Let's give it a shot. Level 10, here we come. This looks a lot like level 9, I gotta say. Oh. Except when I hit the ground, These trucks just flying all around. It's a funny game. Oh! Hold on, I'll get to your comment here. Let's see. You said, yeah, you were right. They take a lot of time. I spent hours on games like these, but I had to quit. Can't find the time now. Okay. So I'm not alone. So that's good. Yeah, it's rare that I will jump into a game like that. The last game that I sunk a lot of time into, closest I can relate it to is Breath of the Wild. Crap! I spent a lot of time on that. But some games, like I hear people talking about a lot of JRPGs, and they say, oh well, you know, you got to get through the first 100 hours aren't any fun. But once you get through the first, or even 40, but you get through the first 40 hours, the game picks up a lot of speed. It becomes a lot more fun. And I can't even process that. I can't process the idea of dumping so much money into a game that. Not money, or so much time, and time is money, as they say, but dumping so much time into a game, and you've already accepted the idea that you're not going to have any fun for the first 40 hours. Nearly 2 full days of your life you're spending grinding, not having any fun. And the person that tells me that, oh, the first 40 hours aren't any fun, but after that it gets a lot more fun. That person, I don't trust their opinion on fun, right? Would you? Would you trust the opinion? If I told you that, oh, you know, these movies, that this movie series really sucks until the 9th one, but you gotta watch the first 8 in order to really appreciate the 9th one. Would you do it? Would you trust my opinion on movies? Probably not. You probably shouldn't. Oh, whoa! It threw me for a loop there. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's good. I'm glad this game has more than just forward-moving trucks, but trucks moving in other directions as well. Alright, I'm getting hungry, guys. I've eaten all of one granola bar. The physics are real in this game. I've eaten all of one granola bar today, so I'm getting pretty hungry. Go do some lunch soon. There we go. Come on. Naki asks, ever played Ride to Hell Retribution? No. Is that a recent game? It sounds kind of familiar, but I cannot say I've played it. But, you know, sometimes you guys can ask me about a game, and I might say I've never heard of it, and then I'll look at my Steam library, and it turns out I own it. And I don't just buy games willy-nilly, forgetting that I own them, for the most part. But there are games that I've been surprised to realize I own because I got them through a Humble Bundle. And the way the Humble Bundles work is they tell you what you're getting, usually. But often there's so many games in the bundle, and you're focused on a few of them. Like, oh wow, I can get this game and that game for the price of less than one of them. And it's games that you were already on your radar. So for all I know, I own that game, but who knows? I probably don't. But is it any good? No, it's a bad game. Okay. I will avoid it then, even if I own it. Alistair asks, why don't I take a break to eat something? Well, I will, but it'll probably be a long-term break, like either for several hours or permanently for the rest of the day. So, I kind of just want to cluster truck it up with you guys for a little bit longer. I'll say my sayonaras, goodbyes. Actually, what turned me onto this game was I saw a repeat stream of somebody did. We got this, we got this, we got this. And there was like some kind of developer mode in the game. So the guy was live streaming the game, but the developers of the game were able to like kind of hack into it, and they were throwing new things at him live while he was playing it. And he was pretty good at the game. So like they were throwing different trucks at him and playing around with the physics and turning off gravity. It was pretty cool. So that's what turned me on to this game. And I love quick games like this where it's just like a fun, stupid idea. Challenging nonetheless. Just a bunch of trucks just flying in the air right now. Crap. Chris, can I speak Japanese? I can speak a few words in Japanese. Can't speak all of them. Like, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Physics. Yeah, I know, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Also, konnichiwa, which means, hello. And, hi, which, kind of means yes. But other than that, no, I'm no expert in Japanese. It seems like a fairly difficult language to learn later on in life, especially if English is your first language. There's different languages that follow different rules, and Japanese follows a lot. The rules on the language are much different than the way English is spoken. So it's much easier for me to learn Spanish than it is for me to learn Japanese or Chinese or Korean. But Spanish or French or Latin would be a lot easier. Come on, can we do this? Can we do this? Come on, trucks. I need to hop on one of these trucks real quick. Come on. Oh. Damn. We were so close. We were so close. Naki says hi. He said that, it reminded me of Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles. You guys, I know you guys don't watch movies too much, but you ever watch the Ninja Turtles shows or playing the Ninja Turtles games? Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo is one of the best beat-em-up games. Since you guys like beat-em-ups, like Yakuza, Turtles in Time was one of the best beat-em-ups out at the time. They remade it years later on the PS3 and Xbox 360. I actually own the remake for $5 on sale, but it's not the way to play. I was not a fan. The music was different. and just wasn't as good at all. That was a really fun game at the time. Alistair says this level is really tough. Yeah, it is. So far. Last night I was playing a lot of Super Hot, which I think I've played it maybe about 3 hours really. The game is so addictive. I'm really digging it. I would buy a Super Hot sequel. Alright, we did it. Tough or not. We did it. That's right. Alright, my rank is 168,229. Jeez. No score? How does that work? How do you... I think you have to do tricks and stuff to get a good score. Alright? You have to like jump off trucks in a fancy way. Maybe I have to move a little faster. Let's get a score, huh? No wonder my rank is so low. I don't have any score. That means you gotta play a little more daring though, which means you gotta die a lot more. Honestly, not sure how to get much score. Let's see, that one bonus gave you mad flips, which I'm sure rack up your scores like Tony Hawk. You guys ever play the old Tony Hawk games? PS2, Xbox, GameCube? Those were the jam. New ones, not so much. They made, what did they call it? Tony Hawk 5? Crap. Final score. I have a score. I said I'm good at this game. Thanks. I honestly didn't think so much. But if you say so, I'll take it. See, now I said I had a score. I even have 11,306 style points, but right here, 0 score. That's just not right. See, I'm not that good. I want to unlock more abilities now. I feel like the game would be a lot of fun. Like a lot more fun, I should say. Whoa! I want to get that air dash. I think that would save mine. You know what? Oh, see, you gotta jump onto the next caravan. No. This is actually the reason I haven't streamed Hotline Miami, because you die so frequently in that game. But also Hotline Miami is a little bit more story focused, or a lot more story focused, even though it's simple stuff. And the gameplay itself is just pure fun, dumb carnage. I gotta stop doing this. Crap. But I'm gonna repeat what you guys said. Just gotta finish this. Oh! Damn. So, Naki says, Tony Hawk games are good, but I didn't get too much addicted to them like other people. I played a lot of Tony Hawk 2 and 3. I owned the first one on N64, which was kind of neutered, at least with the soundtrack. Graphics-wise, I think it was better than the PlayStation version. Nintendo had stricter rules back then about censorship, and the games had some profanity in their lyrics, so a lot of songs are missing. Also, required like a save pack, which I was vehemently against at the time for N64 related. I thought that was the advantage of having cartridges. You don't need save packs. But I digress. Played a lot of 2 and 3 on the PlayStation 2. And Alistair says, I would probably get dizzy while playing a game this intense. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's what I mean. I really want to play this in VR because it seems like super intense and fun. I like that kind of intensity. It's really up my alley. But I could totally see this being a dizzying mess. I would love to play this in VR. I would freak. Oh man, that's one of the reasons I would really like VR on my PC. That you got me really excited right now to just play this in VR. I'm just imagining it like I've won the lotto. You ever what the hell is happening here? You ever played the lotto, probably haven't won. Most of us haven't. But the fun thing about it is really just imagining what you would do with the money were you to win. So I'm imagining what I would be doing with the VR, where I deploy some VR. I believe this game has a VR mode. What are we supposed to do here? I honestly don't know. I think I'm supposed to jump on those trucks as they're following me. So I probably have to get a head start at the trucks. Or no, I guess you have to get a head start. You have to beat them before they fall along. Alright, so we gotta move. It's not working so well. Come on. I messed up. Come on. Ah! Alright. Just have to beat this level. Just have to beat this level. Okay? That's where we're at. Just have to beat it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Naki asks if I've ever considered getting a jailbroken PS4. Hasn't crossed my mind yet. A lot more things like this would cross my mind more often, I think, if, you know, I just had money to burn. But I don't. Unfortunately. I would love money to burn. I probably wouldn't burn the money, though, if I did have money to burn. The other day, well, actually, it was a few months back, but I was approached by a girl, probably like 18 or 19. Looked like she had been hanging out with a rather seedy crowd. Crap. She asked me if I had an extra dollar. And I had cash on me, but I didn't have any extra cash. I thought that was just a pretty poor way of asking somebody for money. You have any extra money? Unless you are in charge of... Oh, I made it! Come on! Unless you're in charge of the state economy, you probably don't have any extra dollars lying around. We did it, guys. We did it. All possible thanks to viewers like you. Naki asks, Chris, do you watch anime? Currently, no. Back in the day, I used to watch Pokemon anime, and also watched. Let's see, what did I watch back in the day? My brother was really into Dragon Ball Z. I'm sure I watched some other ones. I probably toyed around with Yu-Gi-Oh! A couple episodes. The most recent anime I watched was and I only watched the first half of the first episode, was the anime from Jaden Smith. And I can't. And it's just about one of the most unwatchable things I've ever seen. Personally speaking, but I'm sure it's right up some people's alley. But I don't hate anime. I like Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's technically not anime because it's was produced by the West. Same with The Legend of Korra. But I really liked both of those shows. More so The Legend of Korra. I'm sorry, more so Avatar. Just because it was a tighter show. I felt like the quality was more hit than miss on Avatar. Korra got a little out there sometimes. It didn't always get what I wanted to. So you have to really move fast on this one before the walls close. Oh, I thought I was dead. So you gotta move super fast. I'm gonna read what you said. You said, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a really good fighting game. It's the first game I ever bought at launch. First game you ever bought at launch. I've heard nothing but good things about FighterZ, and should be coming to Switch. They should be announcing that anytime soon. Because Xenoverse 2 sold pretty well on Switch. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. I actually want to play that game too. my brother had what? I thought I already gotten through that part. My brother had a fighting game on the PS1. Somebody mentioned it in another stream when I was talking about it, what the name of that was called, but it was about one of the worst fighting games you'd ever played or ever seen. But Dragon Ball FighterZ is not that game. That game looks like a tight game with good gameplay. I kind of wish I was into Dragon Ball just because the people that are into it really like it. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. We got this. How the hell am I supposed to get through that? I need that air dash or something. Or you just have to be non-stop jumping. This is nasty. This is crazy. Just go. Just go. Just go. See? When you move too fast, it's hard to control. It's hard to change direction mid-air sometimes. We don't have lots of height going on. Crap! Flying truck jump, 350 points. Damn. So this feels impossible? Yeah. It really does. You're watching. I'm playing and it really feels impossible. Especially when those walls start closing. It's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? How am I supposed to get there? Even that truck, the truck in front, can't even make it. You see him, he's still squashed right there. I don't know. Feels like you gotta have some kind of upgrade that I don't have. I feel like the game should be able to be beaten without needing any upgrade. That's the way I personally feel. The upgrades should just be nice additions, but not required additions, because that way you don't need any one particular upgrade to beat the game. So if I pick the wrong upgrade, a lot of RPGs suffer from that problem, I think. Speaking of RPGs, oh, and animes that I watched, Pokemon coming to Switch, the rumored leaked screenshot that came out a few weeks ago was not too impressive to most people, myself included, but it wasn't surprising to me because Nintendo wants this game out this year so badly. It's it would be surprising if they actually use a brand new engine like Unreal, especially from a company like Game Freak that hasn't been known for making games with. See, what do we do? What do we do here? I was ahead of every single truck. Maybe I need to slow it down. Maybe I just need to stick around in my caravan. I'm just not gonna move. We'll look behind us. No trucks. We're just gonna chill. I'll read what you said. You wrote addicted. Oh, you said Dragon Ball FighterZ is so addicting, I haven't even started playing. Oh, you're so scared to play 'cause it's addicting. Okay, so the rocks have closed. Now what do we do? Oh, we go this way. What a trick. They really tricked us. No, we don't. We're not supposed to go this way. We're gonna die. I have no idea. No idea. I guess this might be the end of our road for today. Get at the end of the road, playing a truck game. Alright. See, it's hard to just not keep going. It's really hard. Just landed right in the middle of them. So is the ground lava? Essentially, yeah. I mean, it's grass, looks like right now, but it's essentially lava. Touch it, you're dead. You can get literally crushed by trucks together, but it's touching the ground that will kill you. This game is realistic like that. See, what do you want me to do? Look, he's still there. And then as soon as I touch the rocks, I'm dead. Come on. So let me ask you guys, how did you see that this stream was live? Did it pop up on your phone? did you just get a notification from YouTube, or was it via Facebook or Twitter? I'm just looking to see how people are tuning into these streams. Come on, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. All I want to do. Oh, look, there's a truck. Did you see that? There's a truck going the opposite direction there. Damn, we were close. Oh, we were close. We just need that momentum. We also need the trucks to have that momentum together, because if they're doing the wrong thing... Come on. Damn it! So you got a notification, and then Naki. You got that Naki notification. Good. I'm glad that these notifications are showing up, because a lot of us... I got so distracted talking to you, I probably could have at least made it to that other truck. I might have still touched that rock. Damn, that was the closest I got. And I got distracted. It's okay, you guys are worth it. Whew. I don't know how you could just end up on the back of a truck. I'm not even sure how you do it, but... It saves your ass sometimes. Damn, I'm starting to lose it. I'm starting to lose my touch. I can feel it. I'm just like, get too easy. It's the hunger. It's overcoming me. Yeah, so close indeed. So frustrating. How do I pronounce Naki? That's how I pronounce it, Naki. Tell me if I'm wrong, because that's how I've been pronouncing it. Come on. Oh, that we can glitch our way to victory. Got this. We have got this. Sure of it. This time we've got it, right? Right, fellas? How? How did those trucks get so far ahead of us? This is a physics-based game, so it has room for error. I don't think it's always possible to beat every level. At least not with what my current setup is. Come on. This is why you can look down. Save your ass sometimes. So it's Naki, not Naki. You can pronounce it any way I don't mind. Well, you're kind. So, like, Naki? Naki? Are you saying that right? I want to get it right. I want to pronounce your name right. So if I say Naki, is that right? Look at this. Look at this. Failure. Failure of a human being. Failure of a clustered truck jumper. Come on. Look at that truck landed upside down on another truck. This game. I will starve to death playing this game. Just forgoing my hunger altogether. My base survival instincts. So frustrating. He said, yes, it's better, but not Naki is better. I'll do my best, man. You're kind. I'll do my best to try to get it right regardless. know. I just don't know. So you guys are siblings, right? Which one of you is the older sibling? I'm the older brother in the sibling factory that was my family. Where are we? Go eat something, take a break. I probably will. But it's right now it's not even like it's not even a matter anymore of me just like being worried about disappointing the viewers. Come on. I just want to win it. And I said that about the last one. I said, okay, this is my last level. And I beat that one. And then I got addicted to this one. That's how I feel about Super Hot, too. It's dangerous. What a dangerous web we do when first we practice to play cluster truck. So frustrating. So speaking of that, okay, so you said you're Naki's elder sister, which is good. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question. But since you brought that up, since we're talking about name convention, am I saying your name wrong too, Alistair? Because I feel like I most definitely am. Come on, we got this, guys. We got this. We don't got it. So no, my real name is Sana. So I was not pronouncing it right. Is that Sana? Am I saying that right? Or Sana? We got this. That was the closest we've got. And still with it. I like how these trucks This is the future of trucks that drive themselves. It's the automated mobile technology. What do you guys think about that? I'll make that a topic of discussion next stream. Self-driving cars. We got through. And there was no trucks to land on. They were too far ahead of us. This level, I've got some beefs on this level design. All right, folks. We're gonna call it. I want to thank you guys for watching. You guys have been great. Okay, hold on. Sanaki. I know you mess with me. But thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it, and hope to do it again. Hopefully, we could do one of these daytime streams again when it fits your guys' schedule as well, because I like doing the nighttime ones and I like doing the daytime ones. Fun either way. But I had a good time. Hope you did too. If you are new here, or if you haven't already, please give us a like on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter, or do both. And if you could like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. I hope you liked it though, and subscribe for more if you haven't. Again, thanks for watching. You could leave a comment in the comment section below what kind of games you'd like to see me play, what topics you'd like to see us talk about, because I'm all over the place. You said it's night here. I figured it's nighttime over there. I figured as much. But I'm just referring to night for me, day for me, whatever. You get the idea. But whatever works. 2:35 in the morning. Wow. You guys are awesome for sticking around with me that late. Hope you guys had a good time. Naki said you liked it. Appreciate that very much. We'll do it again. We will do it again. We'll keep doing it. And hopefully I can get like a regular Laser Lemming video up soon. Straight up rant kind of deal. But I'm glad you guys had fun. I had fun as well. I will see you next time. Love y'all.